Welcome back, everybody. Sive Morten is here with the Forex Peace Army.com. Let's take a look at the euro currency once again. So today we discuss what has changed since recent session, whether we need some update on the trading plan that we have created, and actually make the decision what's going to happen and what we need to keep an eye on, as usual. So first of all, on the daily chart, take a look how interesting performance yesterday was. So we consider spike up, some kind of the bearish performance, and market is closer and closer to the breaking point of the trend on the daily chart, but it's not yet there. So it means that here we could get one or more sessions until a convergence of the break-even price for the trend change by the MACD and the price performance. But today we still have some points for reasons for optimism, and actually it stands mostly on the dollar index. So first of all, recall what we talked yesterday on the 4-time frame chart. We said, take a look, here it's forming some kind of the minor hand shoulders, but we also will be watching for a big pattern, because it could put the foundation for the possible reversal, ending on all this retracement and possible upward action in the euro. Or vice versa, if these hand shoulders will fail, and also will be evident that market is going to drop below 116 area and downside retracement will be more extended. So this potential pattern is actually the key for understanding of the next big step on the euro currency. But first we need to get with this minor hand shoulders pattern. So, and here we have particular the point that suggests that it should work more or less accurate. So on a euro currency it is not quite obvious, so you can see here some kind of the doji, high wave doji pattern, which is actually the grabber. But if you take a look instead of the dollar index on the 4-time frame chart, you could see multiple bearish grabbers are forming here on the dollar index. All of them suggest that market should take out of these lows. So dollar should move slightly lower, which means that on the euro currency, correspondingly, we could get upward continuation. And that brings some hope that maybe indeed market will complete this hand shoulders pattern, lead us to the point around 118 area, where we have decided to keep an eye on the possible scalp bearish patterns because of the possible forming the right arm with this pattern. So we will see. That's shortly what we're expecting and what we will be watching for. On the hourly chart, although market was not able to just continue straightforward upward performance to the OP, you can see that in general market stands in the same range, and the C bottom, the ABC CD pattern, C bottom is still holding, so market hasn't break it down. So if we will see that it will happen and market will just collapse here, that will be quite a different story. But for now, since market is still stable here in this range, we have the bearish grabbers on the dollar index, corresponding to the bullish grabber on the euro currency, although it is not as perfect as on the dollar index. Some chances exist that market should or could try to proceed higher. It has to move slightly above the stop by the grabbers, but we suppose that maybe it will be the action to the OP target. And then we will decide what to do. So that's probably the only comments that we could give right now on the euro currency. In 2 words as a bottom line, 2 things to watch for. First of all, the potential target if grabber starts working nice and actually market keep going higher, we will keep following this hand shoulders pattern to the 118 target. Second is signs of the failure. So if by some reason grabbers will fail and market will drop below the C point, that should warn you that market could keep going lower. So in this case, it's better to not consider any new long position until the situation will change. So that in towards what we have. Also, I'm not sure that we will get the payrolls numbers on Friday, just because of the shutdown. It might be a release, might be postponed. What the impact on the market will be is difficult to say, but the recent data that we got on JOLTS this week are not very impressive. So I don't know how it will impact on the sentiment on the market. Difficult to say. We will see. But some resonance on Friday is also might be. So that's probably all for now. See you tomorrow.